Hi, good day to you, Gemini. Welcome to Meenakshi Tarot. Meenakshi here. Today is the 27th of August. Hope you guys are well. Let's see, we're going to pull out 3 runes. This is the general reading for you. So if the reading resonates with you, great. And if it does not, please look at your moon, your Venus, and your rising signs. And for those of you that are cross-reading, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. Okay, thank you for your likes and your shares. I appreciate that as well. So an interesting situation coming up here. We're seeing that a lot of you are going through a phase of inspiration. There's a lot of improvement in your situations, a lot of vitality, a lot of almost this like a rebirth for some of you. It's like you're just in a much better place than you would have hoped, almost like you're becoming a light for those around you. You can actually say that you're becoming a light for those around you. So very positive energy here. Interesting. So becoming a light for those around you. Okay, let's draw some cards as well for you. Okay, let me just put this here. This is also very interesting that you are also in a situation where some of you might be looking at your relationships and where you're at, and looking at growth, at home, at prosperity, at peace. Some of you could be traveling. Some of you are going through changes, and it's almost as though you're needing to trust the process. So you see, you have strength, the Hanging Man, Judgment, Strength. You could also have a Leo person in your space. 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, the Moon, Pisces energy, 4 Pentacles, 2 of Wands, and 3 of Swords. So you could have a Pisces person in your space, you could have a Leo person in your space, but that's not necessarily so. What we're seeing here is this energy of you needing to literally overcome a lot of your fears. You needing to face the past and, allow yourself to grow from situations in the past, things that have happened. It's also you really needing to be very confident with yourself, with everything that is going on in your life. And at the same time, having the self-confidence as you are moving forward. It's important that you also look at how you are viewing things. You may be needing to have this reevaluation. You may need to also realize for yourself that, I don't have all the facts when it comes to things. Some of you might be having to make some sacrifices with situations. Some of you could be also going through situations of uncertainty right now, and you need to be very calm with yourself when it comes to that. It's very easy to lose hope when you are facing the situations and realize that, I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. I just feel lost. So be aware that this can very well be happening to you. Realizing that you need to have a new perspective. You need to really take a moment to contemplate your situations. It's also important that you realize that in life, you have to take a moment to self-evaluate. You have to take a moment to look within yourself. You have to take that moment to realize that, I need a purpose. I need to know, where am I going? Why am I doing what I'm doing? You need to have this moments of self-reckoning with yourself, realizing that, it's not about what other people are telling me, but it's more about what I am realizing and needing to do for myself. Some of you might be facing situations with this 5 of Pentacles where you could be facing some kind of loss in your situation. Some could be having a relationship issue. Some of you could be facing situations of unemployment. Some of you could be facing situations of feeling isolated or abandoned. But you need to be mindful of yourself in your situations and not allow yourself to feel so alone with regards to things. You need to maybe lean on, especially if it's not an unemployment situation and you are feeling kind of isolated in your situation, you need to realize that you do have this beautiful community situation. You have this beautiful family situation, a social situation. There's a lot of times for stability. There's a lot of, while you may be in some kind of a situation that is making you feel isolated, but take cognizance that you have people around you. You're not alone. You could also be finding yourself in a very social situation where some of you could be having so many people around you, but you're feeling so alone. You're feeling so isolated, even though you have all this support around you. Some of you could be in a relationship where you are feeling as though you are isolated within this relationship. You might be feeling as though you are left out in this relationship. But you need to be very mindful that you are not getting caught up in illusion. You're not getting caught up in, unconscious fears. You must realize that some of you could be facing a situation where there are secrets. You could also be facing a situation where there is uncertainty for you, where some of you may be wanting or considering giving an Aquarius person a second chance. Some of you might be feeling very left out with a Leo person. Some of you might be in a situation where you need to relook at your relationship with this Leo person, in order to move forward. But it's very important that you realize that you need to watch yourself. Are you being insecure? Are you being insensitive? Are you being possessive? And you need to look at all of this. You need to also look, that you are facing situations where there is choices that needs to be made. So you need to look at where it is that you are going to and what is this decision that you are going to make. Some of you are facing a situation where you need to be very careful. You may need to take a risk, especially when it comes to a love situation, especially a situation where there has been a separation, where there has been the sadness. Some of you could have had a separation from a Pisces person. So you're in this place where you need to make a decision about what is the way forward. So Gemini, wanting to give somebody a second chance. Are you going to want to give somebody a second chance? Let's have a look here. What does the cards have to say? Facing your fears. Okay. Gemini energy, the Lover's energy. Interesting, your energy. Three of Wands. King of Swords in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles again. Ten of Wands. The Devil, Capricorn energy in reverse. Judgment card again. And you've got the Nine of Wands. So you've got the Lover's energy here. And it's also about choices. Some of you might be in a situation where you need to look at a romance, a love relationship, a love situation. Could be some kind of situation that you need to consider. It could be a relationship from your past that you are needing to look at. You could be thinking about whether you want to move forward with this relationship, whether, you need to look at the big picture. You need to look at where it is that you want to be in the situation. But you could be also finding yourself being very rational. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So this could be your energy where you are behaving in a bit of an oppressive manner. You could be somebody who's becoming very cold or very ruthless in your relationship. So if this is you, Gemini, or you could be dealing with somebody who's like this, who's somebody who's a bit of a dictator when it comes to a love situation. Is this you? Is this your person? No, you need to think about this and be very honest with yourself. You need to self-reflect about these things. You need to realize that you need to have the self-reckoning with yourself. It's important. It's also important that you realize that you could be in a situation where you're going through things where there's been a lot of reward for your efforts. You've become quite independent. You've been having, financial security, material security. You've been feeling quite successful, and you might be in this energy of possessiveness, wanting to hold on to what you have because you have this materialism. You're having this, I'm fine, I'm doing well. You might be feeling as though, I just want to hold on to all of my stuff. I don't want to be giving. I don't want to be sharing with anybody. Some of you could be feeling this ridiculous burden. You could be feeling very duty bound, and you could be feeling as though you have this intense responsibility towards other people. But you must also remember that you shouldn't be taking on too much. You shouldn't be feeling so obligated as well. Otherwise, you're going to be in this constant struggle with your situation. You needing to be fair to yourself about what is going on. Some of you might realize that you do have your independence and you're thinking, should I rather stay in this oppressive situation, but rather recognize that I have my independence. I have the freedom to be who I need to be. I have the freedom to reclaim my power, to have control in my life and in my situations again. It's almost as though you can say you've had this second chance. You've had this awakening, you've got this renewal of life. You've got this whole new purpose for yourself. And the past, you need to realize there are situations that you need to learn from. You need to stand strong and you need to persevere. You need to be able to move forward with your situations and you need to hold on to this, that, I'm so close to success. You don't need to give up and be in a situation of collapse and fatigue. So you need to decide. If a love situation makes you feel like that, then you need to ask yourself, what are you holding on to, Or you maybe are holding on too tight and this is why the relationship is becoming like that. So you need to be very aware of yourself and where you are in your situations. So let's draw one more layer of cards here for you and see what more does the cards have to say for you, Gemini. We got the Three of Swords, the Fool, Page of Wands, Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Three of Swords, the Lovers, Gemini energy again, the Queen of Wands, fire energy here, the Sun. So we're looking at Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Could be in your chart, could be people around you as well. So you are going through a situation where there's a lot of self-reflection here. There's a lot of sadness, maybe some grief or some trauma or some situation where there has been in this recent past with you, where there has been emotional stress that you've had to deal with. Some of you may be facing heartbreak. Some of you may be facing separation. Some of you may be facing some kind of loss or trauma in your life, and you're going through this. But you also need to realize that this is a time of new beginnings, a time of adventure, of being spontaneous, of allowing yourself to flow with this new energy, allowing yourself to have this adventurous spirit and to move forward and to be fearless as you're moving forward and enjoying your situations. Some of you might be wanting to have collaborations and get-togethers and be in social scenes and just be happy celebrating this. But you need to also realize that you do need to bring balance into your life, into your situations. You need to also realize that when it comes to your financial self, you need to realize that you need to have this order for yourself, that everything is okay and everything is moving forward in a positive manner. It's important as well that you realize that you need to be very, careful and be very mindful that there is progress. Otherwise, if you are going to be overspending and overdoing in this aspect, you're going to be finding yourself feeling in this energy of, I have got so much of obligations, I have got so much restrictions, I'm so limited, there's just like obstacles, feeling as though you're having these obstacles. But you're also in a place where you need to realize that there's a lot of positive relationships, there's a positive partnerships here for you. There's the opportunity for a balanced love situation, for a balanced romance situation, that you do have, cooperation, and you need to rely on that. You need to realize that, you need to have this energy of self-confidence. So you could have somebody who's a very confident, passionate person around you, or you yourself could be feeling this desire to be this passionate and confident person and be social and be out there and having fun and just enjoying life and having like the best time, living your best moments. Because there is this vitality, there is this opportunity, there is the situation that allows you to have this transformation. But it's important that you move past the grief, you bring in this balance and tranquility in your life, in your situations, so that you can enjoy this happiness, this blissfulness, this joy. Change the way you're viewing things. Allow yourself to have the freedom of thought and freedom of expression, and you can just see tremendous collaboration in your cards. So Gemini, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. Please take care and press the like button. Subscribe. I will appreciate it. Thank you and goodbye.